Hey, welcome back to I Allegedly. I'm Dan. Got a good one for you today because you are busted. Oh, this is unbelievable. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold, but let's get right into it. Think about this, guys. You know, people are complaining that Doge is coming up with all these different things that nobody ever asked them to come up with. What about this? The DOD and the Government Accountability Office, the GAO, found out that government employees took advantage of their credit cards. And this is brand new. This is unbelievable when I tell you this. Think about this. They found that there were 8,000 questionable transactions where people use their credit cards for things that they were not supposed to. Oh, gee, Dan, did they buy themselves lunch? Did they maybe go out and maybe buy tickets to a concert? Yeah, they did. And then some. Think about this. They found that there were 8,000 transactions that were questionable, things that people never should have purchased, ever. Now, did they pay for these? Not at all. Did they reimburse the government? Not at all. These people went out of their way and bought things that were so unbelievable, they had no business doing this. Now, first, gambling. They would go to gambling sites and use the government credit card to play sports bet. Isn't that wild? They would go, that's the beginning. They would go to the horse racing track. They would go to the dog track. I mean, you have to be a real flippin' degenerate to go to the dog track. Seriously. I mean, hey, no. Now, think about this. It would take, if you were one individual and you had 8,000 transactions, that would take 22 years for you to have 8,000 transactions if you did one a day. These people did things that had questionable codes. They bought Marihucci with it. They went to the online places. They bought OnlyFans stuff from this. Okay? They went to massage places with this money. Isn't this crazy? I mean, it's unbelievable. Think of every bit of debauchery that you could do. They did this. They went on trips with our money. They bought, I'm going to go on a cruise. I'm going to go on a weekend cruise. I'm going to go on a long cruise. I'm going to go on an extended period vacation. I'm going to go to Europe. They did all this stuff on our dime, and it's been exposed. Stuff's been paid for. These people never had an intention of this getting caught. They never had an intention of this being found out. Now, there are two senators that need to be commended right now. One is James Comer, and there's another one, and I'll forget her name in a second. But the point of this is that everything, every bit of debauchery that you could do, high-end lunches, yeah, they did that every day. They did that every day. I want you to think about this one. If you have $1 billion in transactions, $1 billion, okay, and you were told, hey, you could spend $1,000 a day, how many years would that take you to spend $1 billion? How about this? 2,740 years. $1,000 a day to take 2,740 years to spend $1 billion. Now, the average American lives 77 years. If you did this and you spent $1 billion and you spent money every day of your life from infancy to death, you would have to spend $35,540 to spend $1 billion in the course of your lifetime. These people spent billions of dollars doing this. Billions. But guys, I mean, it is crazy. Timeshares, they bought timeshares with this. They traveled. They bought cars. They had car repairs done. They had their kids' daycare set up. Remember we talked about how expensive daycare was last week? They didn't care. They weren't paying for it. Here's my credit card. Oh, you take credit cards? Great, I'll just bill it. Pay for it online. Isn't that crazy? Every bit of degeneracy, everything. Fireworks. They bought everything. They bought alcohol. They had things delivered. They had Amazon accounts. They purchased everything on our dime. Now, here's the thing. When you are a vendor, you have a government code of what you sell, and it's just an accounting code. There were hundreds of these codes that were of questionable nature. of things that people should never have purchased. And this letter that they sent, that Comer, excuse me, we got Comey on the brain these days, but it's unbelievable, guys, that they did this. Never thought they'd get caught for this. So what do you think about this? You think that people should go to jail for this? I do. I think that it's nuts that there's no accountability for anything right now. So let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you think that this is bad. It's just there. Imagine every bit of debauchery, from online drugs, online pharmaceuticals, Viagra, all that stuff being purchased on your dime by these government employees because they never paid for it. They didn't care. They didn't think twice about it. It was no big deal. It was just something that they did for kicks. Because I'm telling you guys, there's an expression that somebody once said to me, and I met this guy, and it's funny. I based a character in one of my screenplays after this guy because he was such a character from New York. And he said, hey, when I married my wife, she's got so much money, I won lotto. And that's stuck with me ever since then. These people that got these government jobs, they won lotto. They had to account to nobody. They got to do whatever they wanted to. They all had spending limits, like, hey, you can't spend over $2,000 without approval. Okay, well, I'll spend $1,990. No one's going to question it. And it just got paid over and over again. And this has all been exposed. So the GAO and DOD, Department of Defense, say, hey, we're giving Doge a run for its money because we found out all this stuff. Now, who has a problem with this? All of us should have a problem with this. We should be furious that these people did this. And again, there's going to be people out there that are going to sit there and go, oh, Dan, you need to just calm down. It's no big deal. It is a big deal, guys. This is unbelievable. But travel, lake trips, airline tickets, tickets for family members. What else? I mean, mistresses, paying people's rent, all this stuff was done. Imagine that. Imagine just getting a job and the sky's the limit. You could spend whatever you wanted to. Nobody cared. Nobody questioned it. Want to know why? Because everybody else was doing it too. Does that make sense? So, guys, this is just unbelievable at this point. But imagine every single bit of debauchery, from massages to going to do things that are illicit and illegal, okay? Vegas trips, travel, cruises. I mean, it's all on this list. You have to see it. So let me know if you think that this is bad, because I think it's horrific. I think that we have just been played for the longest time, over and over and over again. And what do you think about this? Do you think it's real? Do you think it's bad? I think it's horrible. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. One thing that you have to look at is all these warnings that people are giving us. Banks telling us that we could still enter a recession, that the stock market could fall. You need to protect yourself today. You need to call #1 rated Patriot Gold Group at 888-330-1431. Ask them questions. See how precious metals could fit into your retirement. They have the no fee for life IRA, 401ks that are backed by precious metals. But guys, think about this. #1 rated for 9 years in a row. They're clearly doing something right. Go with the best. Go with Patriot Gold Group. The other thing is they've done over 10,000 transactions and $1 billion in sales. That says something right there, guys. Contact #1 rated Patriot Gold Group today. Do what central banks are doing. Do what billionaires are doing. But protect yourself today and get yourself into precious metals. Contact them and have them answer all your questions. Do it now before it's too late. 888-330-1431. Now there's more to this. By the way, it's Senator Joni Ernst and James Comer that came up with this. Think about this. Record shops. Hey man, I got the greatest record collection. People bought furs with this. People bought e-cigarettes with this. People hired telemarketers. People hired psychics. Okay? Do you think I'll ever get caught? Let me know. Come on. Let me know. Okay? Boat dealers. Adult entertainment. Wonder what that is. Okay? Gosh. You understand? Pool and spa companies. Hey, I want to get my pool put in. crazy, guys. Absolutely nuts that these people did this. So, oh my gosh, read the list, guys, because it's solid gold. Okay, it's solid gold. You and I are beating our brains out every day to earn a living, to pay our bills, to do the right thing. Imagine a slush fund where, how much is babysitting? How much are you tonight? Okay, great. Here you go. Credit cards. Oh, great. You know what I mean? It's insane. One thing I warned you guys about was your data being sold on the open market through when the 23andMe company collapsed. And people are like, oh, how bad is it? I'm telling you guys, it's horrible because Regeneron, which is a pharmaceutical company, bought your data. For you millions of people that went to 23andMe and were too lazy to get your data pulled off of it. And again, I just told a friend, I had dozens of people tell me, well over 3 dozen people, that they pulled their data off of it. We will see if it was in fact pulled off of it, but I want you to think of the mathematical value of spending $256 million to buy the data. They bought your stuff. You have no say in it now. And they're going to compare your blood type, your age, everything about your genetics with everybody else to create pharmaceuticals. Think of the value in that. They spent $256 million, and you know what they did? They got a frickin' deal for that. Don't ever forget that. It was like, it was, it's going to pay for itself in a very short period of time. Home Depot right now did something pretty amazing where they stepped forward and they said, listen, we're going to demand that we keep our prices as close to what they are right now and not worry about the tariffs. Well, even the announcement of that makes you want to go into a Home Depot and shop there. The only problem is that the home improvement sector right now is off. People are saying, what can we cut back on? Do we need to paint that room? Do we need to add on? Do we need the patio cover? No, we don't. Let's wait. Now, again, there are two types of people right now that are buying things. There are people that have a lot of money, that can afford it, that are just going to do it. And then there's the rest of us that are sitting there going, wait a second, I'm budgeting it. I don't have a government credit card to pay for this. This is crazy, guys. I mean, I want you to think about this. Who in their right mind, who living would have a problem with the government gambling? Imagine, I mean, I love to go to Vegas, okay? But could you imagine you have somebody's credit card? Hey, can I get a cash advance for that? Yeah, I can do $2,000 a day. Give me $1,990. Boom. Okay? It's insane. It's insane. Okay? How much is the suite? Okay, let's get that, baby. You know what I mean? Come on, guys. It's absolutely nuts that we're living through this. So, your genetic data is worth so much, and people just don't realize it. They think that this is some big, oh, Dan, you're exaggerating. It's no big deal. It's a huge deal, guys. It's a huge deal. And the worst part about this is you had no say in it. And as much as they promised you, we're never going to sell your data. We have the safest system in the world until you go down for the count and you go bankrupt. Remember that. Everybody's well-intentioned until they go down for the count. Hey, you know what I have for you guys also is a list of the JCPenney stores closing. Okay? Think about that. All the JCPenney stores that are closing. Poor people losing their jobs. Thousands of people that won't be working inside between now and the end of summer. Oh, what are you going to do when it gets cold out? Have to look for a new job. It's terrible, guys. Absolutely terrible. That's the sign of the times right now. So let me know what you think so far. Some Elon Musk news. Elon Musk says he is done investing in politics right now, and he has done enough. So he has no intentions of putting any more money towards any political campaigns in the future as of today. That's very interesting. He also announced in a separate story that he is going to stay the CEO of Tesla for at least 5 more years. So that's interesting. Another Home Depot story that's great is Home Depot says, hey, we're starting to see the chill of the real estate market. You're starting to see that people are not fixing things up. Think about this, guys. When you sell a home, okay, even the best homes need a little repair here and there. Oh, that's where the dog stuck its nose. You got to paint over that. You got to go fix things. Well, Home Depot says people are just not doing it. They're not putting things off. It's like going to the hairdresser. The basics, the essentials are not being done, and Home Depot's feeling that right now. So you add that, you add the tariffs, you add the price increases, and they're just saying they're going to do everything they can to fight that. Now, you guys have heard of, Carnegie Hall. There is a place called Carnegie Diner, which when I've heard that name before, I thought Carnegie Diner was owned by the same place that owns Carnegie Hall. No, Carnegie Diner has been using the name Carnegie without any license agreement for years, for decades. So now they made the mistake of saying that they're going to open up and they're going to franchise Carnegie Diner and move it across the country. And, Carnegie Hall says no, they're going to sue now. So the thing that's wild is that you can buy merchandise inside the Carnegie Diner that has the, logo of Carnegie Hall. It's got, images, pictures, towels, all that nonsense that you buy at a gift shop. And they're saying, we never authorized this at all, which is just, that's the one thing that's wild to me, is that I always thought it was the same company. Read the story below. One has nothing to do with the other. And now that the Carnegie Diner wanted to expand, they're saying no, pass. Not going to do it. Not going to allow it. And we're going to sue. So, sue studio. You know what I mean? So let me know what you think so far. But again, the best of intentions with people, sometimes can be taken the wrong way. But man, to capitalize on somebody else like that, that's nuts, man. That is absolutely crazy. So, I love coming out to this park because they do all these different things to keep the birds away. Sometimes it works, So let me know what you think so far. What do you guys think about the economy? Do you guys think that we're in a real big problem right now? Because I think that knowing what I know, getting the news sent to me, the luxury that Dan has is that I get stories from around the country. I get Laura in Connecticut that sends me local news from Connecticut. I get Dr. Marvin that sends me things. And one thing, speaking of Dr. Marvin, he brought up a great point about getting the cancer screenings. You've got to do this, guys. You have to go out and insist on this stuff when you go in. To say, oh, we don't do that with people your age. That's nonsense, okay? Health care needs to be health care, not sick care. Don't ever forget that, okay? Let me know what you think. I'm going to finish this video with these last few things. Please do not forget to do two things. Sign up for our email list and check out our private channel, I Allegedly Live, at iallegedly.tv. We have another email going out in about a week or so, and you don't want to miss that. The link is below to sign up for that. You guys, Microsoft just announced that there was a hacking group that they stopped after 2 months of infecting Windows computers. And it's called the Luma virus. And this Luma virus, which is malware, hackware, can steal cryptocurrency, can steal your passwords, and 394,000 people, got infected by this. Guys, I'm telling you, watch your passwords, watch what you click on, and be very, very leery to make sure that you're protected. And if you think you have malware in your computer, don't try to fix it yourself. Go to a professional. I'm not going to recommend one, but there's ones that I've used before that have solved problems. We've all had this happen to us. Final story is crime is such a problem right now in running a business. Think about this. You run a restaurant and you've got to get people here. You're in Washington, D.C. Think about this. Bistro Bafi was on the news the other day, and I said, I can't believe this. This guy has so much crime in the Washington, D.C. area. D.C., Washington, D.C. Yes, that Washington, D.C. That he cannot get insurance now because there is so many robberies. The subway down the street got robbed, with somebody bringing something in. And Subway, hi, give me all your cash. Oh, we've got $180, It's lunacy, guys. But imagine you're in such a bad crime area that you can't get insurance for your business. Well, I wouldn't work there. Here's the one thing that people don't do. People don't ask questions. Hey, look businesses up. See if they pay their taxes, guys, when you go to work there. See if they, if you think they have insurance or you think that there's a problem, don't work there. Don't work there, because the odds are that you're going to get your paycheck. The odds that they're going to pay their payroll taxes, get slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. Okay, I understand people get desperate, they got to do certain things, but you don't want to work for somebody that's not doing that and following the rules. I feel bad for Bistro Coffee because it's not their fault that Washington, D.C. is a freaking crime zone. But again, what are you going to do? What are we going to do with all these businesses like this that are victims of crime? Let's charge the criminals. And this is such a novel idea to send people to jail. Again, that's terrible that you would say that. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Isn't it wild about all those people charging all that money? Just willy-nilly. Again, these people won lotto when they got those jobs. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now they're going after the individuals. Hey, you used $18,000 in daycare. We want it back. That was the good stuff, guys. That was the good stuff. All the degeneracy, all the horrible things that these people did, they need to pay for it. Let me know what you think. hello@iallegedly.com is the email address. Onward and upward, guys. See you soon.